GearNetwork.com.
Hello there.
Hi.
Hi. How are you this fine evening?
Hi.
Oh, thank you. I'm using my Sal Rosenberg voice I stole from the Jerky Boys. Because I figure if it's like Get Ready America episode number 20, nobody's gonna hear me anyways.
Well, one could hope.
Damn it. Why are you hurting my feelings so bad?
I think
it's
that
so
was
bad.
the best episode we've had.
No, it's not. Stop it. You're being very, very rude and insincere, and
Oh no, I was being sincere.
You're hurting my eardrums, and it's pulsating through my brain.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Christ. You know the numbers don't lie. Looking solely on the Spreaker bots, our numbers did not match up to our normal regular numbers. It could be because of the fact that the host of the show, me, not you. Yes, I've swallowed a bitter pill today, folks. I was very disappointed with episode 20, and I'm not going to have that happen on episode 21. Dagnabbit.
I don't think that's why.
Why? Okay, well then why would it be?
I don't know. Maybe it was because it was Easter. Maybe it was because you didn't promote it as well since you couldn't be heard, perhaps. I don't know, but I seriously doubt it was because you couldn't be heard very well.
I have promoted
if anything, I think that would boost the ratings. Maybe you should have promoted better the fact that your voice was not able to be heard as well.
Are you blind? Like, I've posted on every single forum like I normally do and said, with apologies for the audio issues on the host's end, the other four carry the show.
Mm-hmm. Well, we always carry the show,
right? But it clearly,
so, I mean, that's not.
But it just puts your point, what you tried to make right there, made it invalid because by that theory, you should have at least had the normal Get Ready America numbers, and you did not. You had the same promotion from me.
Indicated that it was Easter week.
Easter don't matter.
Spring break as well, so a lot of people on vacation.
People still work. Just saying. I think, you know what I really think it was? I really think it was the fact that we did not do a newscast. That I'm not going to lie. That is the most popular segment of the show. Is Dawn's news? Yes, go ahead. Blame the Puerto Rican. Go right ahead. But hello, everyone, and welcome to Get Ready America, episode 21. Hopefully, you can hear me. Everything seems to be looks like it's matching up.
Seems to be
looking like, you know, I was speaking like a...
Seems to be looking like it.
It seems to be looking like it. It was
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just, I come back from the voting polls in, Lake Wales, and,
Walmart.
And I gotta go back to Walmart. Yeah, I said it. Bang, bang.
Speaking of polls.
Uh-oh.
How about that recent election?
Oh, yes. I would. For those of you that listen in the Florida area, first of all, thank you, Florida. And you know, we normally reserve a segment specifically for you. As part of the news segment, there's at least one Florida story, but I mean, you guys really outdid yourself this time. A historical election in the city of Lake Wales, featuring the incumbent mayor, whose name I don't know, and some douchebag former Western New York wrestler, I use that term very, very loosely, who I've personally had run-ins with. It's supposed to be historical because both of the main candidates were African American. One of them was only competent enough to win.
So that's historical? That's never happened before?
Never happened before.
I can't imagine that.
Not like, you know, former Mayor Bill Johnson didn't run against lovely Warren here. I mean, both of them are African American in Rochester, so it's, you know, historical, sure, but whatever. Thank you, Florida, and thank you, listeners, for continuously shopping through our Amazon page. We thank you for that. We ask you to kindly, please continue to do so. You buy through Amazon anyways, and it helps us out. And I buy through there using the GearNetwork.com link.
It does help. We're actually in the process of setting up a new studio. So.
That's right. We are painting. We are remaking the downstairs original studio, which the history of the downstairs studio was that it was, you know, half of it's a bar. The other half I was doing the original podcast, Talking Wrestling with. in there, and then I just kind of, whatever. We're redoing it. It's going to be a studio. It's going to be awesome, and we're going to be purchasing quite a bit of things through the Amazon store in order to get there. So visit GearNetwork.com/Amazon, click on the banner, or go on the bar and click support shows, and you can just get to the Amazon homepage directly from there. It helps us out, and it will help you out with the savings. Sign up for Prime. We can hook you up, free for 30 days. You will have everything delivered, free 2-day shipping, right to your front door, Dawn. Mm-hmm. Are we ready to roll?
Let's do it.
Can you hear me?
Are we done with our pre-show?
Uh-oh. No, this isn't. This is part of the show.
Oh.
It's part of the show that I call the pre-show.
Now I'm all confused.
I
don't know what this is now.
Mayor of Lake Wales! This is a Gear Network production.
At halftime.
What do you think of their future?
Well, their future is very, very bright. Like I said earlier, when Miami turned up their defense, Indiana was just overwhelmed. I can remember when I was playing with the Orlando Magic and the Bulls and Michael Jordan, they swept us. He grabbed me and he told me a quote that I would never forget. Before you succeed, you must first learn to fail. So, these guys are young. If they continue to do everything right, they will be back. But when Michael Jordan told me that quote, before you succeed, you must first learn to fail.
He didn't tell you he wanted to be in Kazam, too?
I did, yeah. I like Kazam. Next time I get
you like Kazam? You know what? He's going to go off. He's going to go after you, and I'm going to fall over the edge here, man.
Next time I give it,
that's okay. We got Matt Weiner. We got Matt Weiner to take your place.
Yeah,
you'll
see him during the NBA Finals on NBA TV.
Oh, my God. I'm on NBA TV. Hey, listen, NBA TV, I can't wait to get on NBA TV. Not like being in a little closet in the arena.
Okay,
that's a nice promo.
When you going to be at, Chuck? You going to be in San Antonio?
Oh, boy. Going to San Antonio. All the big old women in San Antonio. Wait, watchers. We got to go. Come on. We got to go down San Antonio. All them big old women down there.
Coming to you live from the Gear Network studios in Rochester, New York, and broadcast worldwide on GearNetwork.com. This is Get Ready America.
It's funny, we're talking about Florida here, and as this music's going on here, what about that? Remember that story I told you about from opening day of the Marlins?
I do, yeah.
Isn't that Florida for you?
I'm so confused by this.
Okay, well, I do have the explanation. I read up on it, but let's go ahead and get into our introduction here from coast to coast, continent to continent, and border to border, from China to Canada. Hello, Canada.
Hi, Canada.
To Florida. Thank you, Florida. And anywhere that you may be listening, this is GearNetwork.com. This is Get Ready America. Hello, everyone. I am John Cimino, the JC to JCDC, alongside my wonderful co-host here, my beautiful Dawn Cimino, the DC. Say hello, Dawn.
Hello.
And, of course, we already hit the Amazon. Let's hit you with some FanDuel knowledge. It's fantasy baseball season, and you do not have to wait 6 months to win your league. You don't have to play in a league where a majority of the people drop out, and then you could be like Brandon the intern, who played by himself essentially for 6 months, ran the table because everybody else had DL, and won a league. No, you don't have to play a league for 6 months and be bored out of your mind. You can play in day-long fantasy baseball leagues. Start today, win tonight, take your money. Take your money, honey. That's what it's all about. GearNetwork.com/FanDuel. Takes you right there. We're going to go ahead. We're going to actually update the links. Entry fees start at just $1. I am going to do one of these one-day fantasy leagues. I'm sure I could find $1 on the floor somewhere.
$1 on, yeah, because we have dollars laying all over our floors. You guys should see it here. There's just money everywhere. Piles of it. There's got to be $1 somewhere on the floor.
Listen, my stepson finds pennies and dimes and nickels all over the place.
In the laundry room.
Doesn't matter. That's where I'll start then. You get the $1 so I can go to FanDuel. Maybe I could do like that one guy that's...
like you can slide a quarter into your computer. It doesn't work that way.
You don't need to. Yeah, would you bear with me? This is just advertising here.
It's horrible.
This is advertising here. I could be like that one guy on the website whose name is Tim that apparently turned $2 into $30,000 after a week. I doubt that'll happen to me, but what the hell? It's worth a shot. And it's easy. And you win. And if you win, it's the same friggin' day. All right. How you doing, Don?
Oh, I'm great.
You're great.
I mean, you really got me fired up.
Listen, I am beyond fired up. You know why? Because now I know I can be heard because I can see the levels and it's actually working. And I won't be disappointed. I was very disappointed at the 20th episode because that was the big one. That was a year of gear. We had everybody there. Everybody was supposed to be there except for me. I wasn't there at all.
You're welcome.
I was there, but I wasn't there. My humor, honey. My humor, my wonderful humor that you dislike so much, was missing, largely absent from that podcast. We inducted the Vajankle to the Hall of Fame, in case you didn't hear, by the way.
We did, with little fanfare.
Right. There would have been a lot of fanfare had I been picked up. You'd have heard all the celebrating. I said all the celebrating. I'm just going to stare at you until you say something.
I just did.
You sighed.
God.
You sighed. Did your little traditional... God.
You know what's funny?
What's funny?
Is that our daughter, Gianna, now does that too.
Yeah,
She'll go and roll her eyes.
I would rather her do that than do what she did at 2, which was repeat one of my favorite isms, if you will. God damn it.
Yeah. Or Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that one was you. But yeah, she used to repeat that. So I will take the sigh and the roll your eyes over her yelling, God damn it, when I take something away from her. So, God bless parenthood. All right, so Dawn, talking about that Marlins game. Mm-hmm. For those that were unaware, the Miami Marlins opened up against the Atlanta Braves. This was this past Monday. The Miami Marlins are in their 3-year-old ballpark. They built a brand new ballpark, weird-ass dimensions, but still modern with a retractable roof. Mm-hmm. Now, originally, the Marlins used to play in the stadium that the Dolphins play in. And a big concern for the Miami Marlins brass was the frequent amount of rainouts that they would have, the rain delays and stuff like that. So they built this retractable roof to go over their new stadium. Okay? Now, you would think that with modern technology, with modern, always connected 24/7 smartphones, tablets, things like that, you would be cognizant of the weather and what it was going to be like. So the story is that there was a 15-minute rain delay because it took 15 minutes for them to actually close the retractable roof.
Now, does that mean it actually takes 15 minutes to close, or it took X amount of time for somebody to be smart enough to decide to close it and then to close?
No. 15 minutes once they push the button to...
That seems like an awfully long time.
You're right.
I mean,
Now, here's the kicker. I ask you this knowing what state we're talking about, Dawn.
Mm-hmm. Did
the Miami Marlins purchase tarp to cover the field?
Well, no, they don't have to. They have a retractable roof.
Bingo! So they didn't have a tarp... And in a stadium with a retractable roof, you have a 15-minute rain delay.
Right.
Now, the owner of the Miami Marlins said that, and he quotes, he has a weather app on his phone.
Yeah, I read that.
So he was going by that, and apparently he missed it.
Not only does he have a weather app on the phone, but I thought that I read that he was tracking like the Doppler, and he thought that the clouds were going to move north.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
He thought the clouds were going to move north.
So apparently, he now believes he himself is a meteorologist.
Well, if that's the case, he's just as bad of a meteorologist as he is a owner of a baseball team.
I mean, perhaps they could get a meteorologist to consult for them and give a more accurate idea of which way the rain's going to go.
Well, here's the thing, and here's the Miami Marlins way. If they bring on a meteorologist to consult them, chances are they'll trade him to the Yankees or somebody for cash incentives that they're going to do nothing with. So, Miami Marlins, I just want to say thank you, and thank you, Florida.
Next time they get cash incentives, they should buy a tarp.
That would be great. That's what maybe they'll trade their meteorologist to the Yankees for a tarp. Works just fine for me.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you, Florida. Florida opens up our segment here, our show here, and we're going to go ahead and head to a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we may have more expanded. We're going to have more expanded. Good God damn my English. My English is no good today. It's no good, Donna. It's a beautiful woman. I try to speak in front of you, and I get a little bit tongue-tied. How you doing? Okay, great. Good talk, Don. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Get Ready America on the Gear Radio Network.
Perez, I must ask you.
What ask me?
How did you do this year in fantasy football?
Man, I don't want to talk about it.
Well, guess what?
I don't want to talk about it, man.
I've got good news for you.
What?
FanDuel
Yes.
allows you to win all that money back that you lost
That's good because I lost a lot of money.
in fantasy football. But here's the catch.
What's the catch?
Fantasy hockey, fantasy basketball, 1 week leagues.
That doesn't sound like a catch to me.
You can win a lot of money.
I like that.
Just like you did with the fantasy football on FanDuel, you can win it with hockey, with basketball. Check it out, GearNetwork.com/FanDuel. You get the money on FanDuel. You help us out over at the Gear Network. We get money, you get money. Everybody's happy, and Perez is happy because he won all that money back from
I'll be real happy with that.
fantasy football, which he lost because, well, Perez is really bad at fantasy football.
Oh, man, don't even talk about it.
This podcast is sponsored by GreenNetwork.com/Amazon. Help keep our podcast free. Stop through Amazon. We thank you. Good night now.
Okay, listeners, so you hear us talking all the time about visiting the website for all of the podcast or Amazon shopping needs, but you are often not on your desktop to bring up the browser and visit. You ask us for a better way to take gear with you, and now we have that for you. Introducing the Gear Network app. Take the power of the Gear Network with you wherever you go. Listen or download all Gear Network programming, including Better Live Than Dead, Get Ready America, The JC Money Show Uncensored, Talking Wrestling, and others. You can also shop Amazon, post on our wall, follow our favorite local sports teams, and access all our social network profiles and so much more. And best of all, it's free. Zip, zilch, cost you nada. Visit GearNetwork.com on your phone's browser and click on the banner to download the app to your Android device. iOS people, don't fret. Yours is coming soon. Give it a download and take us with you wherever, okay? Okay, that's GearNetwork.com's app through GearNetwork.com.
From the Gear Network studios, once again, here's John and Dawn.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again. This is segment 2 of Get Ready America here. And as you know, we've been following the story of the gear guy, Jose Barrios. He is going to be starting with baseball season underway now in the majors. And minor league, AAA, is going to be starting, at least for us in Rochester, this coming Saturday. Mm-hmm. It's going to be the Red Wings home opener. It's going to be awesome. We will be there, of course. It's not a gear night or anything, or gear day or whatever. It's just we're going as a family. But Barrios will not be present. He is going to be starting this season with the AA Chattanooga Lookouts. But we do have the roster here. And I'll tell you, I'm looking at the roster right now. There's quite a few of them that are on the Twins 40-man roster. So at any given time, these folks, like Josmil Pinto, the catcher, or Caleb Thielbar, will be called up. And at any time, if they get called up, that frees up a roster spot. Any one of those guys get called up, Barrios might be making his way up here. But as for some of the names that you're going to see on a regular basis here, outfielders Danny Ortiz, Eric Ferris, they're going to be here. Ronaldo Rodriguez, Brock Peterson, Jose Martinez, Nate Hansen make up some of the infielders here. And then for the catchers, we have Alan de San Miguel, Eric Fryer, and Dan Rothling. I mean, it's a minor league baseball team, and they're going to be rotating parts going on. But I am calling my shot right now. I say Barrios makes his way up here end of April.
Oh, okay. End of April.
That's my bold prediction. And it might be a little more bold than, let's say, Dan Mason, the general manager's 50-degree guarantee. Because as I look right now, hey Mason, if you're listening, as it stands right now, my trusty Miami Marlins weather app tells me 52 degrees is what is expected on Saturday. And of course, for those of you that are local to Rochester and are privy of the guarantee, we made mention of it a couple of episodes ago, but General Manager Dan Mason has guaranteed 50 degrees, that it's going to be 50 degrees for the game, and if it's not, your ticket that you have for that home game will be good towards another home game in either April or May. So what do you want, Wings fans? Do you want 50 degrees or higher? Or do you want it to be slightly lower and get you 2 games for the price of 1? I am going with the latter.
Yeah, I mean, if it was going to be like 70 out, then I'd take the 70.
Oh, hell
But
yeah.
if it's going to be like 52 as opposed to 49, I'd take the 49 and
That's
get the
right.
extra ticket.
That's right. So that's what we're hoping for. But either way, if you are there, give us a tweet. It is the JC Money for this guy and the Gear Girl for that girl right there. Give us a tweet. Say hello. And
Yep, we'll be there, but I'm not telling you where we're sitting.
no, that's gonna be the fun part. You're gonna have to find us in that sea
Or
of humanity.
don't.
Or don't find us. Just say you did. Just you know what you can do. Just take a picture of the ballpark of the sea of humanity and tag me and say there he is. But you won't know where I am. I could be in that sea of humanity, but I might not be. Mm-hmm. But just for the hell of it, why not?
Hey, John.
Hey, Dawn.
Did you know if you have 57 people in a room, there's a 99% probability that at least 2 of them will share your birthday?
No, I was not aware of that.
Yeah. Interesting fact I thought you might want to know.
Okay, well, it's funny you mention that because I have my own facts here as well. Did you know that if we have 2 people in a room and one of them is me, there's a 50% chance someone's farting?
50.
Well, yes. 1 person out of 2 represents 50%. You have a 50% chance that it's going to happen.
Well, I would still say it's probably more like 100% chance if you're one of the people in the room.
Can I tell you a secret?
Please don't.
Can I just tell you? Okay, can I make a confession? Dawn, I can't make the confession unless you say yes.
John, shut up.
Can I make a confession?
I guess, because you're not going to shut up otherwise. So just say it, because nobody cares. Just say it.
I didn't actually fart
Oh
in your
my
presence.
God. I'm so glad you said, because we were all sitting here wondering whether you did or not. It was like please, John, let us know, because we just have to know.
And in that whole rant, I farted. All right, so what do we do? Want to take a quick commercial break and then come back? We'll do some news? All right, we'll go take a quick commercial break and let the stink out the studio here, this makeshift studio, which is not our real studio, because our real studio is being worked on, but it will be coming soon. I'm very pumped up and very happy to podcast today. Couldn't you tell, Don? Or in the case of the last subject, couldn't you smell? Hey-oh! We'll be right back.
You're listening to Get Ready America on the Gear Radio Network.
Don't believe me, just watch.
Hi, Gear Network listeners. The song of the month was selected by Better Live Than Dead's Ryan Wolf. It is Uptown Funk by Mark Ronson featuring Bruno Mars. And if you like this song, you can purchase it through our Gear Network link from both Amazon and iTunes. Right now, if you head to GearNetwork.com, you can sign up for a free 30-day trial of Amazon Prime, which includes Prime Music. You'll be able to listen to this and other songs from Amazon Music's vast collection of songs as often as you would like. Or if you just want to download the song, you can purchase it for $1.29 on both Amazon and iTunes right from our website. Your purchase continues to support our free programming. Remember, that is GearNetwork.com, powered by Amazon and iTunes.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I am Ryan Wolf,
it's Mr. Perez.
and I have a question for you, Perez.
What's your question?
Do you like to listen to people talk about sports?
No. Of course I like sports and listening to people talk about sports.
Well, guess what? I have the perfect solution for
You
you.
have a solution for me?
There's a podcast
Okay.
on this very network.
This network?
Every single week you can hear it.
Really?
New content, latest and breaking news. We talk about baseball, football, hockey, basketball, soccer, UFC, whatever you want to talk about.
So sports in general.
They talk about sports in general. You got
Okay.
it.
I like
you
it.
know the dictionary.
I like
very,
it.
Very proud of you.
Thank you.
I must say, tune in. We are Better Live Than Dead
You're not.
every single week. You're not going to want to miss it exclusively here on the Gear Radio Network.
Hey, Don, how's it going?
Living the dream. I'm actually just getting ready to do this commercial.
Oh, you mean the commercial where I tell our listeners to tune into Gear Network every week to listen to our show, Get Ready America, that one?
Yeah, John, that's the one.
They can also listen to us talk about news, sports, whatever's on our minds, that...
And a little of what's on our listeners' minds, but they're just too nice to say it.
Well, that, Dawn, is a real humdinger. Come join us this and every week for Get Ready America exclusively on the Gear Radio Network.
And the Gear Network app.
from the Gear Network studios, once again, here's John and Dawn.
So you know what I was thinking, real quick, before we get into the news? What's your suggestion? On air, what do you think? Because I always ask the listeners these things. I never really ask you. And I didn't ask the listeners this either, but we've always presented ourselves in a radio-friendly format. Unless it's like the JC Money Show Uncensored or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's even worth doing that anymore? Should we maybe loosen up the censors a bit and just kind of free flow it? Or do you think...
Like, when we do the all-in, should we just talk about porn like you guys want to do the whole entire show, you mean?
Listen,
no, I'd rather not.
Sometimes things just organically develop.
Yeah, organically.
Listen, you didn't, I get it. You didn't find Better Live Than Dead .porn very funny. I didn't know of that story either until they broke it there. So I don't really know anything about .porn or whatever, but...
Sure you don't.
Okay, maybe I don't.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But no, I was just, I don't know. Get Ready America's fine the way it is, I guess.
I think so.
Okay, good. What about the JC Money Show Uncensored? Should I even keep it as the JC Money Show Uncensored, or maybe rename it as Get Ready America Uncensored? Because really, breaking down the walls here, guys, I haven't been JC Money, per se, for at least 3 years. JC Money was a wrestler.
Well, you would think, but you still have your JC Money fan page that people follow, like people who we can't stand and supposedly can't stand us, but like every single thing you post.
Because they're fans.
Right.
They're fans. Mm-hmm. Then you ever see that little meme where it says, what does it say? I think you actually posted it or sent it to me, where it's like, if you say you don't like me, but you follow everything I do, bitch, you're a fan. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it right there. But I mean, I don't know. I'm debating going back and forth on just retiring the JC Money name altogether. Apparently some rapper has it out in freaking Texas.
That's been long. I mean, since way back when I met you, that guy was around.
I don't know if it was that guy, though.
Well,
I thought there was like
a JC Money rapper.
There was a JC Money rapper, a JC Money writer.
Right. I mean, it's not like you're the one and only.
I should be.
Yeah.
I should be. Okay. I don't know. It's not really conducive of what I'm about anyways now, but that's a different talk for a different time. But all right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Cue the bumper and the return of the very popular Dawn's News you may or may not be able to use. Please take it away, Dawn.
Well, I've actually decided, and I'm not going to say I'm going to add a new segment or do something every show, because I'm not. I just don't want to do that. But every now and then, I'm going to bring you just some useless facts, some interesting facts.
All right, that's very
basically
welcome.
What I threw out, right?
That's very welcome.
I am going to throw out some useless facts about Facebook that you may or may not have already known. And I'm going to start with Facebook because, I mean, let's face it, everybody uses Facebook, right?
Yeah, it's had a
People
much
have
longer
some major addictions to it.
It's you know what? It's had a much longer lifespan than I thought it was going to have. Like MySpace was big from like 04 to 07 or something like that. Facebook's been going strong since 08.
It's just really sad to me though that people can no longer distinguish like their real outside life from Facebook. Like people do not know how to socialize anymore because all they know is Facebook and their Facebook friends. They don't know how to have like friends outside or like function, but whatever.
Right. I
won't get into that because that's between them and their therapist. But here's some facts. John, did you know that Al Pacino was the first face on Facebook?
He was the first face on Facebook.
The first face on Facebook.
I was not aware of that.
I thought that was
That's a good face. Al Pacino. I like Al Pacino.
I like Al Pacino as well.
Hey, man, it was a good Scarface, you know?
Do you know why Facebook is blue?
I do not know.
Facebook is blue because Mark Zuckerberg is colorblind and he doesn't see red and green. He sees blue best, so he made it blue.
That would explain why he's a Raiders fan. No, he's not. I don't know if he's a Raiders fan or not. He doesn't strike me as somebody that watches sports at all.
And I think you probably know this.
Okay.
I know I did. But in case you don't, you should. Facebook tracks and records almost every single thing you do on the internet if you're logged into Facebook at the same time.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
So that, I mean, I'm sure you've noticed that, you know, you go look at shoes on Google and then you go to Facebook and there's like 20 shoe ads on the side all of a sudden.
You want to know what's crazy? It's crazy. Remember that one time I went over to Ryan Wolf's studio to do Better Alive Than Dead that one time?
Yes.
Yeah, I brought up his laptop and I just happened to, you know, log into my Facebook from there. But he was still logged into his. So before I logged out of his, I look in the bar and I see an ad for a Vajankle. Go figure, right? Mm-hmm. It was long before the Vajankle. Sorry, bad joke. Go ahead.
There's more than 600,000 hacking attempts on Facebook accounts every single day.
Yeah, that's not surprising either. I think my account was hacked a couple of times in its long history.
Yes. If you say so. And that's it. That's all I got for Facebook.
That's all.
I mean,
all right.
there are other things on there, but, you know, I'm not going to go through all of them. Those were the
Facebook
ones that
gets
stood
enough
out
pub
to me.
anyways.
Oh, wait. I'll tell you one more.
Okay, go ahead.
Mark Zuckerberg turned down a $1 billion deal with Yahoo in 2006 when he was at age 22, saying, I don't know what I could do with all that money. I just started another social networking site anyways, and I kind of like the one I already have. So he turned down $1 billion at the age of 22.
So Yahoo wanted to buy Facebook way back then.
Yes.
And he was like, nah. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, he still benefited.
Right, I know, but can you imagine being 22 years old and being offered $1 billion?
I wish. If
and
it
being
only
like,
was,
I don't know what I'd do with all that money.
I don't know. Let me just, I mean, how much was the total? 1 billion?
1 billion.
1 billion. So he could, lose $5 million. He could just lose it. And he would still have another,
Bleh.
I can't math, but he would still have enough to be set for life.
Yes.
That's just insane.
And
Why
I
can't it
don't
come
know,
easier
but
for
I'm
me?
curious what Facebook is worth now.
What it's worth now?
Right. Like, I wonder what it's worth now. But anyways.
Hey, I wonder what MySpace is worth now.
Some people still use MySpace.
Really?
Yeah.
Who uses
there was
MySpace?
recently just something about that, saying they gave the number of people who still actively go on Facebook and use their accounts, and I was surprised. And I almost wish I still had my MySpace account because I would like to go back and see some of the pictures I posted, just things that I had on there, but I closed that down long ago.
Yeah, I mean, my MySpace was specific to wrestling. Because at that time, that was my life. My life was wrestling. And so everything about MySpace was wrestling. I think even the display name was JC Money or something related to that.
But enough about you. Let's talk
about me. I almost want to sign up for a MySpace now just to see if anybody that I know now is on it.
Anyways, enough about you. Let's talk about me.
Okay, well, go ahead. Open your mouth.
Let's talk about the news.
Let's talk about news, Don. News, damn it.
Do you ever just want to really just punch somebody in the face? This happens to me more often than not when John's around.
Sounds like a very personal problem.
Which brings me to this story.
Okay.
We all hear about domestic abuse, murder, suicides. They're crazy, right?
Right.
The only reason I'm mentioning this one is because of the age of the people. It really struck me as quite odd.
Okay.
A man who is 100 years old killed his wife with an axe.
Jesus Christ.
She was 88 years old, and then took his own life with a knife.
A 100-year-old man killed his wife and took his own life.
Right. It's just crazy to me. 100.
Did they say he had dementia or anything like that? I mean, I can't imagine at 100 years old you're able to do much of anything.
Yeah, I mean, it says that there was a history of domestic violence, but they really apparently have not said a whole lot about the circumstance or if they know anything more. But just that one just struck me because it was one of those things where you're like, 100, wow. I mean,
yeah, that's pretty odd.
This one, it reminded me of you.
I am almost afraid to ask.
No, it didn't really remind me of you.
Does it involve farting?
It involves a scarecrow
Okay.
and a strap-on.
How in the hell would that remind you of me?
It didn't really. I was only kidding.
Jesus Christ. That reminds me more of two former friends we used to have. That would be more up their alley.
No. So, John,
Dawn?
the rotting remains of Jose Alberto, whose neighbors said he was a loner, were found in his home. I mean, not shocking, right? If the guy's a loner,
No,
you know.
right.
Okay.
Didn't he have family or anything?
I don't know. It doesn't say.
Okay.
So the man was found dead in his home after having sex with a scarecrow. That he had dressed up in a wig, lipstick,
Oh.
and a strap-on sex toy.
Oh. He's mine scarecrow, man. She is nice and he's good.
The remains were discovered in his home after neighbors reported a foul smell coming from his building.
Don't they?
Police forced their way into the home in San Jose del Balcarce,
Okay.
I don't know, in Argentina, and were stunned to discover the 58-year-old man lying dead. Next to him was a scarecrow that had been dressed as a woman wearing a strap-on.
I don't mean to. I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh at the guy's death. But here's my question: did the room that the guy was laying dead in look like the room that Randy Marsh was in when he in South Park when he discovered the internet? No.
It does not say.
Damn it!
It does say.
I wonder if that was a foul smell.
It does say, quoted from a spokesman for the prosecutor, I initially thought there were two bodies, but then I realized one was a scarecrow wearing lipstick and a long-haired wig.
Wait, hold on. A person in Argentina spoke that articulate?
Yes.
This is. Can I see that?
It was lying next to the deceased and had a 6-inch strap-on penis.
It was lying next to the
6-inch,
deceased.
so the guy just went average.
It was a penis was 6-inch.
There were no signs of violence, so they're working on the assumption that the man died during sex with this scarecrow.
So the scarecrow didn't beat the man's ass. There was okay, well, it might have.
I'm guessing the scarecrow did beat the man's ass.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, I don't even know where to go with that one.
That's crazy.
I mean, you just throw the strap on and jump. I don't even
throw a strap on a scarecrow. Hey, you know who you could ask?
No.
Those two former friends of ours.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that's a little far-fetched.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. So that was interesting, right?
Oh, it was very interesting.
A fed-up woman was discovered... Sorry, let me restart, because this is worded a little bit oddly.
Okay.
But it was discovered that a woman was urinating in her in-laws' tea and revealed she had been doing it for a year. The discovery was made after a period of relationship troubles between the woman and her husband.
Okay.
Apparently, she did not care for her in-laws very much.
All right. And so she took a whiz in their tea.
She did. She, again, said that she had been doing the same thing every single day for a year when she made her in-laws tea.
Uh-huh.
She was squatting over the teapot when her mother-in-law walked into the kitchen and spotted her. She was unhappy with her arranged marriage.
Arranged marriage?
Yes. She said her husband treated her...
What is this, Zamunda?
Well, their names are Nagavashni. So they're clearly Indian.
Okay. Okay.
And they still do arranged marriages there. What do you want me to tell you? That's what they do there.
And her husband works for Verizon.
Right. And it said that her husband treated her like a slave. Well, I mean, she's in India. Isn't that what they do there?
I don't want you to God make my mother some tea.
Yeah. So, I mean, word to the wise, just be on good terms with your daughter-in-laws because you don't want urine in your tea.
Yeah, Mom.
That's gross.
My name is Peggy, and I'm... hold on a minute while I investigate your account. Woman, go make the mother some tea.
Hey, John.
Hey, Don.
Do you want me to go get you a cup of tea?
I do not.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let me know if you change your mind.
I'm slowly beginning to change. All right.
And
real quick.
I have one more.
Oh, just one more? Okay.
One more.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it's a quick one.
Okay.
A woman's mummified body was found buried under rubbish next to 300 bottles of urine in a hoarder's house.
What the
I'm just going to leave it at that. That's it.
I mean, you can't just leave it at that. You can't. Where the hell is that Florida? Please tell me it's Florida.
Well, let me see
you don't-
for you. It's in San Francisco.
Oh, okay. Okay, the next best thing.
They raided the property. Reportedly, they found 300 bottles of urine, dozens of rats, bug piles, piles of rotting litter reaching the ceiling, mold, human waste, and a mummified body wrapped in a blanket under a mountain of rubbish. They believe that it had been there for at least 5 years.
And it was missing an ankle. Cue the music. I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry. I had to. That's probably one of the weirdest stories that you've ever brought to us. Like, okay, here it is.
Yeah.
Here it is. You know, here's your piece of news for you. There was a mummified body found next to a bunch of piss and and
I could have
rats.
told you about the man who killed himself after a casino withdrew his lifetime free buffet access.
Now that's a reason to go. Not out the world, but probably,
Well, if you saw this guy, you would understand. I mean, he's an eater, all right.
Take my goddamn lifetime buffet away, motherfucker. I'll get out there. If I had a gun sound effect, I'd play it right now, but I don't, because we have this wonderful system that we have. But anyways, thank you, Dawn, for your contributions, as always, and thank you, listeners, for listening to me, actually being able to hear me on episode 21 of Get Ready America, the first of 2 this week. When we come back for the second episode this week, we will actually have, allegedly, Brandon the intern will be back.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so we'll have him here. We will have more news. We'll get, Dawn to make up, of course, for, well, not make up, it's my fault. So I am making it up to you by having more news put on here. And, of course, Dawn's news segment, the random facts, because that's awesome. We're going to figure out a way to kind of work that in there. Usually I take over the first segment, then we'll probably throw it in there. We'll make it pretty, but I like that idea, Dawn. So thank you very much for your random facts and your news. And this is a copyrighted podcast of the Gear Radio Networks. Any rebroadcast or reproduction without the express written permission of the Gear Radio Network is strictly prohibited. I want to thank all of you for your patronage and shopping Amazon through GearNetwork.com. Your purchases always help support our shows, and that includes Better Live Than Dead, which you will hear every week. Of course, here on the Gear Radio Network, you hear a fresh new Better Live Than Dead this week, as well as another fresh new Get Ready America this week. And hey, maybe we might have the studio done by then.
We might.
Or close to it. But we'll get
It's my goal, but, we'll see.
We're getting
it takes
there.
Time.
We're getting there. Perfection is, like I said on the Twitter bots earlier today, growth takes time, patience. And that's what we're doing. Year 2, baby. Woo! Dawn, good day to you.
Good day to you.
All right. And listeners,
Bye,
good
Canada.
day. Hi, Canada. Bye, Canada. So long, everybody.
Good night now.
The preceding presentation has been brought to you by the Gear Network.